You'll recall that not only do you have the bitch slap, but you also have the dodge, the smack back, and the broken record techniques. Have you been trying them out with any shit slingers? I hope so. You might notice if you're fighting depression or anxiety or just general boredom, ennui, misery, that you spend a lot of time worrying about what other people think about you. And as a result, you have a hard time smacking back because you think, oh, if I say that, they might not like me, or they might speak poorly of me to my peer group. I want you to spend a little minute thinking about this because, as you will recall way back in the beginning of our time together, I asked you to consider being a different person. If you're a person who's, one of the main things going on in the back of your mind that's sort of filtering everything and driving your behavior is, what do they think about me? What do those people think about me? Let's fess up to it. Just say, yeah, I'm really concerned with what other people think about me. And that's why I'm afraid to use the smack back, or I'm afraid to even use the broken record technique. I don't want to hurt their feelings or get them mad at me. And the change I want to ask you to make is, instead of making your top priority, what are these people going to think about me? I want you to make your top priority, how is this affecting my life force right now? So this happens, and you can actually turn that off after a while and turn this one on. This becomes the bright light that drives you, instead of, oh, what about everybody? You're hooked to everybody. What is everybody thinking about me? What are they going to do? How are they going to react? And you get super anxious. Or if it hasn't gone well, you get super depressed because of what they did or didn't do. Nobody at school likes me. Who cares? Get them out of here. So, oh, I'll never have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. She rejected me. She doesn't like me. Or if I say that, what are they going to think? No, this is not what we're doing here. Here's a phrase I heard at an Al-Anon meeting some years ago, and somebody said, what others think about me is none of my business. I'm going to say that one more time. What others think about me is none of my business. So now when you walk into a room, instead of thinking about, what is everybody thinking about me, you're thinking about, hey, how's my life force doing in this room? Do I want to be here? Who do I choose to be in relation to these people? It's not what I have to do to please them, or what I have to do to avoid annoying them, or make them like me, or make them talk positively about me after I leave. And all that stuff is gone now. You're just left alone with, who do I choose to be in relation to this? So that's going to come into play. This, what others think about me is none of my business. It's all part of Act 5, you do you, right? And what's going to come into play in the next section that we're going to talk about right now is, now that we've dealt with people who shit sling at you, now we're going to deal with people who ask you to do things that diminish your life force. They're not just criticizing you, saying, I don't like your haircut. They're asking you to do things. Like, so suppose you're in high school and somebody says, yo, bro, your car's got a big back seat, and I wonder if, at the dance tomorrow night, you could drive me and Zoe around so we could put it to good use. Do you want to do that? If you do, fine, say yeah. If you don't, what do you do? Oh, you're thinking, oh man, they're going to be mad at me if I say no because I got a back seat and they don't. I have to give it to them. Or let's say you're a little older and you're at work and one of your coworkers comes up and says, honey, could you take my 4 cats and my 3 dogs for me this weekend? My boyfriend's visiting from out of town and he's allergic. What are you going to say? You're thinking, I don't want 4 cats and 3 dogs. But if I say no, she'll be mad at me. She'll be unhappy. You're catering to her instead of thinking about your life force. That's the change I'm asking of you. What are we going to do here? Okay. And the third example is for the old folks in the audience, if there are any. You're at the assisted living home. You're at the dining room table where you go for the dinner they serve every night, and one of the staff members comes up and says, "Oh, can we seat poor Miss Ruthie with you from now on? Nobody will let us put her at their table." And you're thinking, well, if I say no, all these people at the table are going to be mad at me, or you're going to think I'm a bad person, and the staff person is going to think I'm a bad person. But, Miss Ruthie drives me nuts. Now I'm going to have to eat dinner with Miss Ruthie from now on. Right? You know what I'm talking about? So how do we deal with these people in all these examples I gave you who are asking you to do something that you don't want to do? Well, you can make up a lie. You can make up an excuse. You could say, oh, my car's got a flat tire, or oh, it has engine trouble, I can't drive it this weekend, or the same thing with my husband or significant other is allergic too. Sorry, I can't take the dog. You can make up a lie, and I'm okay with that. Your life force hopefully isn't diminished too much by making up a lie. But I want you to consider this alternative is to say to yourself, not my circus, not my monkey. Because people are always going to be trying to throw their monkeys on your back, right? But you say, no, not my circus, not my monkey. You can say it out loud if you want. She says, take my 7 pets, and you go, not my circus, not my monkey. Or you could say it to yourself, not my circus, not my monkey. And say, no, sorry, I can't do it. How's your life force? Just hold even? Maybe even take up a little tiny bit. That's how we're going to deal with people who ask you to do things you don't want to do. You're going to say, hey, I made a commitment to Mackieman that I'm going to focus on my life force instead of worrying what everybody thinks about me. And this is not my circus and not my monkey. Hey, if you want it to be your circus and you want it to be your monkey, I'm okay with that. But again, if it's going to in any way ruin your life force for the weekend or tonight at the dance, don't do it. You with me? Okay, so we dealt with shit slingers, and now we dealt with people who are trying to get you to do things you don't want to do. And it's now all of a sudden you're noticing a lot of monkeys trying to be thrown on your back, right? And you've gained control because you're what? You're not worrying about what people are thinking of you. What are you worrying about? You're worrying about keeping your life force on an even keel. How's your life force compared to what it was when you're back at Hack 1? Hopefully it's ticking up. If it is, we're on the right track. All right, there's still more on Hack 5. I want you to spend a little time right now working on these things that we talked about. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how to deal with the fact that you can get a little dissociated from the mayhem with the misfits by using Hack 5 and how to stay connected with humanity. Okay? We'll talk soon.